Hey guys, so this is going to be maybe a touchy subject, but I'm just going to touch on it and touch. All right. Some of you need to realize that your children have great value. Your children are a gift from God, and some of you owe your children an apology. You know, everyone, there's no handbook about being the perfect parent. We don't always do the things that we're supposed to do. We don't always do the things that's right. But there's some of you who you have awful relationships, volatile even, with your children. And some of you some children just rebel and they go in their own directions for whatever reasons. But some of you owe your children an apology. Some of you have done things and neglected them, kept leaving them with different people for whatever reasons or whatever you had going on at that time. You did some things, and your children, in their own way, their own hurt, feeling rejected or whatever, or their own point of view, became who they are. Some of your children are a result of things that you have done directly to them or indirectly. Some of your children are bitter because they have been molested by people that you keep leaving them with, or you left them with. Some of you are at odds with your daughters and your sons because they try to tell you something happened and you don't believe them, or you didn't defend them when something happened. And some of you just weren't at a good place in your life, and something happened, things occurred, and you have a broken relationship. You owe your children an apology. Some of you may say, well, he or she's lucky I had him. I could have aborted them. I could have done this. I could have done that. And the fact that you could say something like that is the reason why I'm telling you, you owe your kids an apology, because some of you have actually uttered that out of your mouth to your kids. I'm going to tell you something. They didn't ask to be there. They didn't ask to be made. They were there and they became your responsibility. They don't owe you anything for you giving birth to them. It wasn't your choice. It was God's choice. And the fact that you in yourself can say, oh, I could have done this, it shows you the type of person you are. You understand what I'm saying? They were not aborted because God did not make you do it. He did not allow you to do it because he had a plan for them. You didn't leave them. You didn't do this. All the things you said you could have done and wouldn't have done. No, you didn't do it because God did not let you, because the fact that you could think it means that it's in you to do it. But he stopped you because that's his gift. So you wasn't going to do nothing. I hate to put it like that, but you know, sometimes you got to put a little spice on it. Stop telling your kids stuff like that. How do you think a child feels when you tell them, I could have done this to you? You know why you say that? Because you could have done that. And the fact that you said out of your mouth, had the hand of God not been on you, you would have done it. Because if you can utter it and hurt that child by saying that, you had it in you to do it, believe it or not. So you didn't do nothing because you so special. God stopped you. God kept you. You owe your kids an apology. And allow the Lord to just look to check you, to tell you where you went wrong. Some of you already know, but pride and the fact that I'm the parent, because you're the parent, you need to make it right. You need to make it right. Those kids didn't ask to come. They didn't ask to be born. You chose to do it. Whether you did it, it was planned or unplanned, you did that. Make those relationships right. Maybe that child may not receive you right away, but believe me, you being able to say, I am sorry and I apologize, that's going to do so much healing. It's going to do so much. Sometimes when kids are that way, if you take a closer look, it's because you weren't around, something has happened. Kids are just not born evil. They're the cutest little things, little powder breath somethings. They smell so good. But something happens at some point in their lives. Our children are gifts. Moving on to that, if you have young, I'm moving on to something else. You have young kids or whatever, stop leaving your kids so you can go run to the club and do different things. Okay, I used to love going to the clubs, you know, and I had a good old time. But you know what? Maybe I spent a little more time with Eric, my oldest? Probably. But most of my time I spent with him. I was just just leaving him and gone all the time. It was us together, but I liked going out, but it wasn't to the point that I was just so just gone, and just leave him alone and things like that. But there are people who actually your kids are going to be somewhere from Friday to Sunday night, and maybe you pack some clothes for them so they can go to school Monday from there. Children are a gift. Children are a gift from God. Stop leaving your kids with people. Some of you, your children are being molested and you don't know because someone got them scared. Allow God to change them. Some of you, you have to work and you can't help it, but allow the Lord, praise that he can change your circumstances, your hours, your job, your support, so that you're able to be there. But let me put it like this. Some of you have hurt your kids. Some of you have, you had a bunch of kids and the oldest became the mother. The oldest became the father, the parent, because you busy doing whatever and you pass it on down. Listen to that child. That child could have so much resentment and can't wait. Sometimes you're probably eating a piece of chicken and they hope you choke on the chicken bone. That's how much they can't stand you. And that's not good. Apologize to your kids. Forgive your children. Apologize to them. Say you're sorry. And watch God do the rest. All right?